Tonight, the topic is looking and feeling your best during pregnancy and beyond. Okay, and what that means is how to feel your best and look your best when you're not always feeling like, this may be your best time. For some of us, we feel great when we're pregnant. For others, we're like, what are they talking about? They feel great. They love being pregnant. And you know what I'm talking about. Your friend's like, I love being pregnant. And you're like, you just want to, yeah, all right. Anyways, so that's what the show is about tonight, is about how to really address some of the issues that do come up from, what do we wear? What's the best thing to choose as far as nutrition? What can you do to help yourself with some of the things that, like skincare issues that can come up, and then just the body image issues that so many of us address as women. It's a difficult thing, sometimes to see our bodies growing in ways that we never expected them to grow. Without further ado, I do have to introduce you to a very, very dear friend of mine and special guest. She is just one of my favorite people in the world. I've been waiting to do this show with her. I'm so excited to have her here with us tonight. And this is Liza-Elliot Ramirez, and she is the founder of Expecting Models, the top modeling agency in the country for pregnant and nursing moms. Okay, and so I have Liza on the phone with me. We're showing some images here of what's going on, Taylor. That's not Liza. Let's see, we're right over here. Okay, that's Liza there. All right. There. Wait, let's get Liza on. There we go. Hi, Liza.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, so good. Everyone. Hello. Oh my God. Just hearing your voice, Liza, I can feel you right here next to me. I don't know if you feel that.
Thank you.
But
I am.
You are. It's like the minute we met, Liza and I were just like kindred spirits, wouldn't you say?
I agree. We think alike, and you certainly have a heart of gold, and that's where I come from.
Yep, you absolutely do.
The land of love.
The land of love, and you really are. And I just love you so much, and I'm so glad that we got to do this show together. I couldn't think of a better person to be helping us with, feeling good during pregnancy and knowing like the different, how difficult it can be, and what we can do to support ourselves. So, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and just about your company and how you got started with what you're doing?
Well, I had been modeling for quite a number of years and became pregnant and thought, well, gee, I really want to continue working, and who can actually be an agent that would support what I did for a living? And there hadn't been any agencies that represented real professional pregnant models.
Yes.
But I knew there were tons of wonderful designs, and women were modeling, so where did these companies get their models from? And that's where the birth of Expecting Models began.
Awesome. Yeah. And your models are so beautiful. I don't know. I just love pregnant bellies and pregnant women. I don't know. Maybe it's the midwife in me. What do you think?
I think, it's such a feel-good time in your life, and the fact that models are so used to being lean, this is one time in their life that they get to push their bellies out. So it's sort of a sense of comfort of letting their bodies be what it wants to be, and being voluptuous with great permission.
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely get voluptuous, and for some people, they just love it. I mean, that's like their favorite thing about it.
I loved it. I loved the blossoming, belly and the blossoming upper body, and it just lends itself to just more to love.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. More to love. More to love.
More to love.
Oh, especially in my case, I had a lot to love when I was pregnant. I was extremely lovable.
Yes, and after the second and third, it just becomes, a va-va-voom kind of love, and it's great.
Absolutely.
Listen, I don't know one husband that, doesn't like a little va-va-voom.
I don't know any either. And that's for sure. My husband definitely likes va-va-voom. All right, anyway, we're getting off topic here. Joe's like, okay, what are we talking about? All right, so, and you also had a TV show, didn't you, Liza?
Yes, I produced and I was the host of Runway Moms, which was on Discovery Health and TLC, and it's international. So it really it was a great show that had a wonderful feel to it that involved a little bit of maternity designs and fashions, along with true stories of what women really go through during their pregnancy. So it's not just model-related, but it's from a standpoint of view for every woman that goes through a transition and differences in their lives during a pregnancy.
Oh, yeah, so fantastic. It was such a great show. I loved seeing it. So let's get started here. I mean, we've got a lot to cover, and I really want to get your opinion, and I know everybody's waiting to talk about, you know, what to wear and what not to wear. I mean, we're going to give you some good tips here, okay? And obviously Liza has some really good tips about what are some things that we want to think about when we're pregnant or when we're nursing. What are the main things that you want to consider?
Well, I think you mentioned something earlier when you said you feel the least put together.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a time where, you know, your body is doing what it wants to do, and you have absolutely no control with your belly getting bigger.
Yeah.
So one of the key points that I like to stick to is, what is your body type before you got pregnant?
Yeah.
And now that you are pregnant, your body is pretty much doing the same thing except you have a belly.
Yeah.
So being able to pick and select a wardrobe that meets your body type is key.
Yeah.
Because trending fashions they come and go.
Yeah.
But your body is constant.
Yes. That's so true. That's such a good point. And I think a lot of people don't really consider, like, what did I like to wear beforehand? You know, you can stick, and especially with today's maternity fashions, you can really kind of pick out what it is that works best for your body.
And that's the key is, you know, we all want to look super feminine. We all want to have that, you know, that comfort and dress, you know, every day in every way, but still look beautiful. And there's so many options out there today. So you don't have to conform to what people are talking about in Hollywood, but you can pick, say, you know, a light denim because you're hot. And you can pick certain, you know, accessories to glam up. You can pick long sleeves, you know, if you feel that you want to cover up your arms.
Yeah.
So you sort of have to make it your pregnancy.
Definitely, definitely. Are there any, like, staple stuff, any staple clothes that you would recommend? Or anything that, you know, most people should consider getting for their wardrobe when they're pregnant?
I mean, I think a standard pair of jeans,
yeah,
or khakis, whatever you're comfortable with.
You'll get so much use out of them. Yeah, so much use.
You really do, and people tend to wait till they're, in the second and third trimester to go shopping for jeans. You're going to grow into them, so start early.
Yeah.
Go shopping early. Invest early so that you maximize the money you spend on a good pair of jeans, because you will wear them up and down.
That's a really good point. I know here in the store, people always say that. They're like, that was the one thing, you know, I made sure I got myself a good pair of jeans because I wore them constantly.
I mean, you live in them, and you know, you don't. Some people don't want to, especially if it's your first pregnancy. You don't want to face the fact that you are going to get bigger, and that, you know, you just can't get away with wearing your normal pants anymore. So you should just sort of, you know, surrender and get that fabulous find. There's so many different maternity companies online, and there's so many sales every single day.
Yes, you don't have to spend the most amount of money to be able to look good and feel good. That's the point.
You really don't have to spend a lot of money. I mean, I know, you know, nowadays budgeting is everything with the economy and doing what it's doing, but, you know, remember, you are going to wear some of the same clothing in what we call the fourth trimester.
Yes, good point. Good point.
You're nursing, and you will end up using the same jeans or the same skirt, the same, you know, undergarments for the bottom, and the same, you know, tanks and T-shirts after you've had your baby.
Yep. One of the questions we like to answer questions here. People submit questions, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you one of the questions that came in, and this came from Karen. Harrington in New Jersey. She's asking, with black being such an easy color to go to, what colors do you suggest pregnant women should wear? Good question, because black is like, you always want to go back to the black, but what else? What should we be thinking about?
I mean, I think, a lot of people in fashion will make black the in color and then black the out color. Mm-hmm. Personally, I think black is always a safe color, especially on the bottom. I lived in black. I mean, it's slendering, let's face it. We all like to look, the best we can, and it's just a color that you can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
If you punch black with a nice bright purple or a nice bright orange, even a button-down cardigan sweater with a nice, green or a nice...
How about a scarf?
Pastel blue.
Or
it's pretty.
or like a blue scarf. There you go, right?
Or scarves.
Yeah.
Scarves and a nice necklace. Sometimes it's not the blouse that you're wearing, but what you do with it.
Yeah.
Throw on a scarf, throw on a nice piece of jewelry, or a nice hat, and jazz up as you would before you got pregnant.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. So many times, after the baby, people just kind of don't think about themselves, and when they're not looking good or feeling good, it actually affects their mood. And so I always say, make sure that you're going and you're taking a shower, that you're going out, that when you go out, get dressed, feel good about yourself. It's really about embracing that time, and then making yourself feel good with how you feel about yourself. So it's important. It's very important. People forget, and all the attention goes towards the baby.
I know. It's a hard time for moms, All of a sudden the attention isn't on you anymore, and people aren't talking about your due date, or if it's a boy or a girl.
Yep.
They're talking about, oh, your baby's so pretty, and, you're sort of on the sideline. So making sure that you take care of your spirit and you get that hair wash in is very important, because if mom's not okay, nothing else is okay.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
You come first.
I agree with that 100%. And if you have to take the baby into the bathroom, my baby used to sit in the glider, in the bouncy seat, and I took a shower because there was just nothing else I could do, right? You bring him into the bathroom, and then you take your shower, and you get ready, and you put your makeup on, and you feel good.
Listen, I did what I needed to do, and it's important that women really don't forget themselves.
Yes.
And looking great, and taking the time to put a little bit of mascara on, even if it's for you.
Yeah, totally. I do it for me, for even now. I put my makeup on for me because I like to look in the mirror and know that I'm put together. And then one of the things that I see people doing all the time during pregnancy, and especially after, is that they're wearing clothes that are too big for them. And that actually makes them look bigger, wouldn't you say?
I agree. I mean, I'm a firm believer of form-fitting clothing. I think that, bodies come in all different shapes and sizes, and I think people are more appreciative today in society, and with, even what some of the campaigns are doing with plus-size women. It's so in vogue to just let your body be what it wants to be, and show it off, and make it your shaper.
Yes.
Be proud of what your body is doing, and be your own fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah.
In every way.
And wearing bigger clothes, sometimes people think that the bigger and baggier the clothes, the less that people are going to see, and actually it makes you look bigger. So, sometimes I'm not talking about skin-tight clothes, but more of a fitted style. And again, back to what you said originally, was working with your body shape, too.
Working with your body shape is so important, and, at the very least, form fit the top. Because, even if you're wearing a maxi dress, or, an empire waist dress that tapers on the bottom, the upper body, listen, your breasts are more voluptuous. You may as well accentuate that part of fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the bigger your breasts look, the smaller your stomach looks, right?
Exactly. And I think, it's such a great time for you to show off, what your body is doing, and people will never look at you and think, oh, she, looks really big. You're pregnant.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you want to be comfortable, and you want to make your pregnancy your personal best.
I know that for some people it's really hard till they actually look pregnant, and one of the questions that came in was from a third-time mom who said, this time I feel like I looked pregnant immediately, and that is what happens with the first baby. It's like you're wondering, when am I going to look pregnant? When am I going to look pregnant? And it's like not until like your 6th or 7th month that people are actually even noticing that you're pregnant, and then you get pregnant with your second one, and it seems like before you've even had the pregnancy test come back, you're looking pregnant. You're in your maternity clothes. So you may be using them much longer, especially if it's your second or third baby. But sometimes that beginning time can be difficult because, people feel like, well, I just look fat. I don't look pregnant yet. I just look fat. And it's really, again, going back to working with what works for your body, accentuating the positive parts of your body in the clothing that you're choosing. And then on top of it, being comfortable, right? That's another tip here that I have is dress for comfort and accessibility, right?
Totally. And, comfort, there's so much that you can do with comfort and contouring your figure at the same time.
Yes.
If you look at some of the designs today, I mean, whether it's a knit sweater, a dress, or something that's soft and lightweight,
yes,
and, and 100% cotton that's breathable, it allows you more movement and more flexibility.
Yes.
And I think that your body's already starting to grow and possibly get a little tight.
Yes.
You want stretch styles that are going to make you feel good, but not frumpy.
Yeah.
Keeping in the spirit of contouring for styles that works for your body.
We have so many maternity clothes here in the store, and almost everything we have is stretchy, comfortable, but looks great. It fits the body. It hangs where it's supposed to hang, but it stretches with you. And again, with the stretchy clothes, you want it to fit you from beginning to end. You want to be able to wear it even after the baby. There are styles here in the store, I have to admit, okay, I'm going to admit it right now, there are styles here in the store that are maternity tops that I still wear because they're just beautiful. They're beautiful, and you would never know that they were maternity clothes.
Some of the maternity clothes are so much cuter than mainstream
It's
fashion.
true. It's so true.
I mean, it's so important for you to have a capsule collection of your staple everyday wear.
Yeah.
And trust me, you will end up using some of it well into that 4th trimester.
And that brings up...
you want to make sure to lift your mood, and of course not your wallet throughout the beginning of your pregnancy so that you maximize and you don't skimp on the usage that you could potentially be getting from your wardrobe.
Totally. As somebody asked about nursing tops, and I'm going to just quickly say that our nursing tops are not essential clothes, but they definitely make life easier if you're going to be breastfeeding, to have a top that can open easily, especially if you're going to be out nursing. And I so encourage you not to sit home and breastfeed the whole time. Go out, take the baby out, feel good, nurse in public. I'm a big advocate for that. And I think nursing tops just make it easy so that you're not exposing your whole, postpartum belly every time you lift up your shirt to do it. If you feel comfortable doing it, by all means. But sometimes what's great is there are nursing tops now that are maternity nursing tops. And I love when we can provide moms with tops that can be used during the pregnancy and then well into nursing, because you're really getting like 2 full years or more of use out of it, which is fantastic.
I agree. I mean, for me, it's like, I always use the analogy. I mean, would you work out in a dress?
Right.
And if you work out in a dress, you may just see something you're not supposed to see, or that you may not want to reveal, or people may not want to see.
Yeah.
So, the same kind of holds true with nursing. That if you want to nurse with discretion and feel good at the same time, you really should invest in a couple of great tank tops, a couple of great looking, blouses that you could then again still wear with some of the maternity wear that you bought on the bottom.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because what goes underneath, and that is like probably one of the most important things. If you really want to look great in your clothes, your undergarments, your bras, okay, especially when you're nursing and when you're pregnant, are going to be so vital to the way that you look, the way that you feel, the way that you have ease in nursing your baby, and to your breast health in general. And I think lots of times, people really skimp out. They don't really find the right fit. They don't really take the time to make sure that they're wearing properly fit bras, and that could be a real problem. You remember when we were at the PAM event last year?
Yes.
Okay, Liza and I, we were in Beverly Hills at the Pregnancy Awareness Month last year in the spring. Taylor was with us, and Joe and the kids, and Liza had this amazing fashion show, and we recorded it and put together a little montage. I'd love to show them the fashion show. You want to do that now?
Yay, do it.
Do it. Okay, who wants to see a fashion show? Ready? Yes, we'd love to see it. Okay, good. We are going to go ahead and show you the fashion show. We'll be right back. Let's go ahead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pregnancy Awareness Month 2010.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, that brings back memories of that day. What a beautiful day that was, huh?
It was.
We had so much fun, and just being there in that beautiful weather with all the people, the tree people there, it was fantastic. I want to go back.
It was.
We're going to keep going here with some of the other conversation about, how to look and feel your best. And one of the things that comes up so often, Liza, is skin issues. It seems like everybody's got some kind of skin problem when they're pregnant. A lot of it has to do with hormones, and it could be really it could be really bad for some people because they've never had acne in their life, or since they were a teenager, now all of a sudden they're having acne again.
Yeah, it can really be a bummer, but there's so many things you can do to make it not as drastic and not as devastating for you to work in a healing mode.
Yeah, and remember that it is hormones. You know, one of the things, there's not a lot of products that you can use because obviously you don't want to put chemicals on your skin when you are pregnant or when you're breastfeeding. But things I would recommend with your skin is to be gentle on your skin. That means no harsh soaps. You know, make sure that you're not drying out your skin. Make sure you're using, you know, like toxin-free. You know, I'm really into, you know, very healthy products, you know, that are paraben-free, phthalate-free, just things that you're not putting on that don't have toxins, because it's going to absorb into your skin anything that you put on. Earth Mama Angel Baby, obviously, you know, I love their soaps, their shampoos. They have body lotions for pregnancy, but make sure that you're using something that is gentle, okay? And then keep your skin nice and clean, you know, just a gentle, mild soap. And avoid oils. You know, a lot of oily products, like oily skincare products, oil-free cleansers and moisturizers are probably the best way to go during pregnancy to help with that acne that can happen. And it's not going to happen to everybody, but it can be very disturbing for those who do have it.
And work from the inside out. You know, work with nutrition and work with you know, serious, you know, hydration and work with
drinking enough water.
Yeah, antioxidant, you know, there's some really wonderful nuts and berries that, you know, if you're not allergic to that kind of stuff, can be really great for just the whole digestive system, and just work for balance, eat for balance.
Well, you know, the nutrition, what you eat is going to affect what you look like on the outside, you know, what you drink, drinking good, you know, a lot of water, being hydrated, that's going to make you look better and feel better, and it's going to be essential for your pregnancy as well to make sure, you know, drinking more water helps with swelling, to reduce swelling. Drinking more water helps to reduce the cramping or the headache that people get during pregnancy. So your body has such a huge demand for water when you're pregnant, and also when you're nursing. You know, when you're pregnant, your blood volume is increasing by, you know, almost 50%. So you really do need to hydrate yourself well, and you will feel the effects if you're not doing that, especially if you live in a really warm climate. And when you're
it's really important for you to remember at the minimum get your 8 glasses a day. I mean, and it'll help if you're exercising, make sure that you drink even more.
Yep. One of the other things that can happen with your skin is what they call the mask of pregnancy. I don't know if anybody's experienced that before. It's like a darkness that it can occur on your face or really anywhere on your body, but the worst place can be on your face that people will see it. It tends to happen more in darker skinned people, and one of the things that you can do to really reduce the effects of it, it does fade, mostly fade after pregnancy, but getting a lot of sun, the hyperpigmentation in your skin, being in the sun too much will definitely make it worse. So, you know, you really want to avoid being out into the sun too much. You want to use good sunscreens, non-toxic sunscreens, especially during pregnancy and breastfeeding. And you can go on to some of the websites like Cosmetic Database or, you know, the Environmental Working Group, and make sure that the skincare products like the sunscreens are good non-toxic sunscreens for you and for the baby, you know. And
also make sure to have full, you know, hydration for the hair as well if you're in the sun.
Yes, or wearing a hat or protective clothing. Yeah.
Hats and sunglasses, and make sure you incorporate that in a stylish way with your form-fitting.
There you go.
Swim attire.
You can just work it all in, you know. We just work it in there. Yeah, I mean, I think that we were starting to talk about the hydration, but there's also the whole importance of exercise, good nutrition, taking care of yourself on the inside, which takes care of yourself on the outside, and you know, and I think that sometimes, you know, people think, well, you know, I'm going to just let it all go because I'm pregnant. That's really the worst time to let it all go. Your body needs to be in good shape. You're training for labor, okay? Labor can be a marathon. It's a physical activity. You want to keep your body in good physical condition as much as possible, whether it's with working out or yoga or something that's going to help to work your body as well as working your mind and helping to reduce stress, and exercise.
And also it helps you feel, good if you're someone who is a little bit down about, the changes that are happening, just all the endorphins that are released.
That's
and
such a good
fact
point.
That you've moved your body in space.
Yes.
Is important. And little moments like dancing in front of the mirror with the doors closed are magical moments.
It's awesome. Yeah. And I think that, so many times we don't consider like taking up exercise. It may not be, you want to try to start beforehand, but even if you didn't, doing something gentle, you don't have to go crazy. You could, and we're not going to get too much into like heart rates and all of that. If you go back about 3-4 episodes I did with Dr. Dawn, the OBGYN, my friend who was on with me, we went over in detail what to consider when you're exercising in pregnancy, where your heart rate should be, hydration, all those things. I would recommend that you go back to that episode and check it out. In the meantime, well, the last thing on the list, Liza, that I really wanted to get to was the whole concept of body image. And it's actually not the last thing, but body image is so important to talk about, because so many times we kind of breeze over this issue, and people feel like they should be just grateful that they're pregnant and not feeling bad about the fact that their body's changing and that they're not loving every aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's normal for you to feel a little bit taken back by the fact that you're changing and that you're not sure what exactly is going to happen. If you're going to get even, how can you possibly get more big? And the thing that's so important is that we are the worst critics.
Yes.
We tend to look at ourselves and have the harshest opinion.
Yes.
Whereas most people are looking at you and seeing your beauty.
Yes.
So sometimes, we're stuck in our own chatter, if you will, with the negative committee.
Yes, it's true. It's true. And, it's about not really looking and finding the things that you love about your body, about your new body, and also understanding that you're kind of, there are changes that are happening, but they're not just for nothing. You're actually growing a life, and then you can start to really connect with that and start to love what your body is actually doing by carrying this baby, and then later when you're breastfeeding, by feeding this baby. I think that we can start to change some of the issues that people have with, the fact that they may be gaining a little bit of weight, that their clothes don't fit the same way. It's all part of the whole cycle here.
Experience.
Yeah, part of the whole cycle.
I think the world has a little bit of a warped perception on what we look at as beautiful.
Yes.
And that was one of my missions when I started expecting models. Was that we're beautiful. And
yes.
And I loved the fact that, we have been one of the pioneers with expressing beauty through maternity designs.
Yes.
So that women all over the world can feel proud about their blossoming figures, as opposed to, being stuck in that negative mindset where, for 9 months, this is the end of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I have a picture that I'm actually going to share here. Do we have a picture? We both have pictures. Yours looks better than mine, so. Oh, no, my belly. You don't have my picture? Oh, what do you know? We don't have my. Where's the actual picture? I'll show it. Let's show a picture of Liza when she was pregnant here. There's Liza. Oh, look how beautiful you look. Aw, and your hubby. Aw, so cute.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful picture.
That was my first.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And there he is.
Yeah. We both have kids the same age too.
Yeah. And we both have Talias.
And we both have Talias. That's right. We both have Talias too.
You.
We're talking about hair loss, and I'm saying that you never looked so good. And what happens is the estrogen that's in your body during pregnancy puts the follicles into a state of rest, so you don't have the same amount of loss that you would normally have on a regular basis, because we all lose hair every day. So the hair tends to get nice and thick and beautiful when you're pregnant. But what happens is about 3-4 months, 5 months postpartum, all that hair starts to fall out. And that could be really distressing for so many people, because they feel like they're going bald. I mean, I remember there were areas of where I just felt like I was really losing my hair, like there were bald spots, you know. And
well, we have a few tricks for that.
No, please tell us. I know they all went crazy when I said it.
Well, I think a gray stick is really a miracle wand. If you go to any beauty supply store, you can get a little gray stick that just will camouflage the parts that are looking a little bit less, you know, filled with follicles. And basically, men that are bald use the same thing. So why not women that have had their babies use, you know, camouflage, and also use little tips that fashion tips like wear a hat, wear a headband, wear you know, wear a ponytail that, you know, maybe you would normally wear to the side, or two pigtails. I mean, it's a time to get creative and not hung up on this temporary problem.
Yes, and also, you know, maybe you need to get a new haircut at this point. You know, it's something like a new style that would help to cover up the areas. You know, maybe long hair is not the way to go at that point.
I wonder how they can...
Certainly not, but no major drastic changes.
Liza,
if it's something that you don't like, you're stuck with.
Liza, they're asking about the gray sticks. Where can you get something like that? At the pharmacy?
Well, you know, there's in New York, there's Ricky's across the state, any Sally's Beauty Supply. You can even look in a Target. Target carries just about everything and anything.
Yeah.
So, and at the very least, any department store, go to the beauty supply counter and ask, you know, ask for a gray stick.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does come back. You know, it really does grow back. You think it's never coming back, and it is coming back. It's just that all the extra hair that you grew all kind of falls out at the same time, unfortunately.
Yes, and the brown stick, someone asked, silly.
Yeah.
It really isn't gray. Is there a brown stick? Yes, there is.
It's not turning your hair gray. That's not what we're saying.
No.
Liza, thank you so much for being with me tonight. This was amazing.
It's so much fun. I love it. I love the comments. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And to all my favorite people out there, go home. Take your babies, hug them, kiss them, enjoy every single minute, and never waste a minute that you can be with your child and with your loved ones, and just appreciate what you have. I'm going home to do the same thing, although my children are not home. I'll give Joe love tonight. I'll go do I love it. She was like, yeah, all right. I love you guys. I will see you next week.